Everybody, this is Shar from Don't Blame Shar, and today I'm here with Chef Julia, who was just eliminated on Yes Chef. Chef Julia, thank you so much for joining me today. How are you feeling after your time on the show?
Hi, thanks so much for having me. I feel great. I'm sad that I was eliminated, but I had the most amazing experience.
Absolutely. Let's start with how you were able to prepare for these unique challenges presented to you on Yes Chef. Each episode, it seemed to have some type of high pressure test. How did you approach getting ready for the intense environment?
Oh my God. I don't even know how you can practice or, prepare for this, but I think because I'm a private chef, where every day I'm in a new client's home and each client has different preferences, each client has different restrictions. So I think just because I have to keep all of that in my head and kind of think on my feet, I think that kind of prepares you for being on a reality TV show where you're cooking on command.
Absolutely. So it seems like you sort of have to deal with this daily. So it came like, not, I don't want to say too easy, but it came like something that you were able to sort of accomplish.
Yeah, yeah. And I also think like being on Chopped and Kitchen Crash and doing a few other food reality shows kind of is like a practice litmus test for something like this.
Yeah, absolutely. And this competition seems to really be about strategy, where contestants are often thinking about their position in the kitchen and in the game. Were there any strategies that you were trying to incorporate during your time in the kitchen to improve your chances of staying in the kitchen?
I think my only strategy, because, right, like we didn't know that our livelihood relies on a chef, like they could vote us off. We didn't initially know that. So I think my strategy was just kind of being friendly with everyone, like not having any beef, not being, katsuji, and kind of just being friendly with everyone so that hopefully they wouldn't vote me out.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think we could really tell just with your personality was really just sweet on the show.
Thank you.
You were working alongside some incredibly talented chefs. Were there any specific contestants who really stood out to you, whether because of their skills or just their approach to the competition?
I mean, I think every one of those chefs' skills is incredible. Like they have golden resumes. They've worked for, Robuchon, Baloo, like you name it, they've done it. So I just think I was even probably more intimidated just by knowing that than anything else. But they all taught me so many different things. And I just think that who was I guess, who taught me? Well, I'm definitely going to come out of here knowing more about foam because of Chef Emily and Chef Jose. Katsuji taught me in the second episode I needed balsamic vinegar for a dish, and we didn't have it. We only had balsamic glaze. And he's the one that gave me the recommendation for putting soy sauce into my mushrooms to give it that like added umami. And they really liked that dish. So I think everyone has very impressive resumes, and everybody taught me something absolutely incredible that I will forever take away with me,
Absolutely.
especially the professor.
Absolutely. And is there any one chef that you still remain in contact with post or after show?
Oh, we're all in a group chat. We're friends. We're all
Okay.
friends. There's no beef. We're in a group chat on Instagram. We've got a group chat on like text. I probably chat with them nonstop all day and probably we've talked on the phone probably at least once a week.
Absolutely. Now, getting directly into the ballpark food challenge, in episode 4, the challenge was sort of to reimagine ballpark food. That seems like such a unique challenge. I was kind of like, oh, wow. What was your strategy going into that, and how did you approach creating something that would potentially stand out?
Well, I couldn't touch anything or cook anything or really do any of that. So I was just kind of going with my team. Like they had the vision, they explained it to me, and I was there to help them execute it. Um, and you know, maybe we didn't execute it the way that Martha and Jose envisioned or wanted out of that dish. But like the fact that Chef Lee made like a seafood hot dog in that time, like the way he was even making it was incredible. Just like watching all of that happen, I was like, how did you do that in this amount of time? And then watching, Chef Chris's exploded hot dog, like absolutely genius. So yeah, it was really cool, but also super hard. And now that I've, am out of that episode and kind of can think clearly, I've also been thinking of like, damn, wish I did like a veggie dog with like carrots and lentils and all this stuff. And I wish we did Japanese sweet potatoes, the nacho with like a loaded gochujang something. Like there was so many ideas that are coming to my head now, but like when you're in the moment and you're on a time crunch, it's like your brain just goes blank.
Yeah, absolutely understood. I think we are all like as humans, just a different way under pressure. But with that being said, all of those dishes sound really incredible.
Thank you.
And so getting into the cook-off experience, you faced off in a cook-off between Chef Ronnie and Chef Stain. Can you walk us through that experience during the cook-off and what was really going through your mind? How did you feel about the dish you presented?
Yeah, so I, had an idea. I was in the groove, in the move, like going, and then I fly through the air like a baby giraffe and trip over the gas line and eat shit. So once that happened, I kind of didn't focus on anything else and could just be like, oh my God, it's going to be on TV. They're going to make a gif of me falling. This is all that so like, as I'm trying to make the food, all I'm thinking about is my leg. And then Martha Stewart and Jose are standing right next to me as I'm trying to shuck oysters with the world's worst oyster shucker that is like bending in between my fingers. And I just felt like I couldn't win at that moment. Just like everything was going downhill, like my leg, my fall, couldn't open these oysters, couldn't do this, like couldn't find this. And I was like, you know what? Ugh. And then of course I was like so happy that they like the oysters. And then she's like, why did you only give me one? And I'm like, lady, I could barely open them. You were standing in front of me. So
Yeah, that's
I guess what I would have done differently is to not let that fault get the best of me and probably cook a few more oysters each plate.
absolutely. And I was even going to follow up and ask, was there really, when you watch episodes 3 and 4, because in episode 3, you end up winning the challenge versus episode 4, of course, obviously you end up getting eliminated. Was there sort of like a contrast in your reaction to seeing like last week versus this week in your position at home?
Um, no, because I lived it. I was frazzled. I could have done better. I could have. Like I'm not I'm gonna be honest. Like I probably should have chopped up that lettuce after grilling it, like Martha suggested. But it was just like so pretty that I thought it looked good. And then my tomatoes, she was right. I should have charred them a little bit more. And there were definitely issues. I'm happy that they loved the oysters, but yeah, I would have changed some things if I could have. And I probably wouldn't have had the same outcome if I hadn't been all frazzled and fallen. But
Yeah, and this brings me to sort of a post-elimination reflection. Looking back on just everything you got to do in your time on the show, what are the biggest lessons you've learned from your time on Yes Chef? And were there any surprising moments of growth individually that you didn't expect?
absolutely, like I don't like working with others. Like I'm very solo entrepreneur, very a solo private chef. And like as the episodes progressed, both Martha and Jose were like, you're doing really good. Like, are you sure you don't like working with other people? I'm like, I don't know. So I definitely walked out of there realizing that it is better to work with really good chefs and I don't have to do it all alone. And reflecting, I am just so happy that I had this experience. There's honestly like nothing that I would change or do. Like I can sit here and be like, oh, I wish I did this, or I could have done this, or I could have changed this. But it's just how the cookie had to crumble, and it was the coolest experience.
Absolutely. Oh, I'm happy that you had that really incredible experience. And I guess my final question would be, what advice would you give to aspiring chefs who might want to enter cooking competitions like Yep Chefs, in addition to your extensive resume on cooking shows?
Thank you. Do it. It's so fun. It's so fun. You never know what's going to happen. You'll never know who you're going to meet. It's the coolest experience. Like the fact that I am able to do these kinds of things and be flown around the world and, experience different cuisines and different cultures and different chefs. And it's awesome. Go do it.
Awesome. Well, Chef Julia, thank you so much for sharing your thoughts and experiences with Dumpling Char today. It's been a pleasure hearing about your journey on Yes Chef, and we really do wish you the best and of luck in moving forward in your career. And we hope to see you again. We'd love
Thank you so much. It was such a fun experience. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great day.
You too.